What it do, guys? A Toy Kind of Mood, episode 102. Welcome to a very uncanny, astonishing Marvel Legends recap for today. And we're going to talk best of 2022 draft. Bobby, our host, is running a little late. He's running around. He'll join us in a second. First, though, we have some housekeeping to do. And this is the first show on Tuesdays that is at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. That is our schedule from now on, every Tuesday. We may have pre-recorded shows at that time. We may have premieres without live stream in the StreamYard chat. And most of the time, this is the format we're going to have. But every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll be here, a Toy Kind of Mood, for the holiday and the rest of the year. So first thing we got, next show is this. And Bobby's not here to explain it, but we'll talk about it. He is going to talk about the Houston Toy Museum this Friday and kind of explain its importance and whatever. And when he comes back, we'll talk about this towards the end. Following show is Tuesday. I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona and Tempe, Arizona at the Gridiron Studios. We are going to celebrate 25 days of Gridmas. I cannot wait to hang out with Mark and his sons, Colin and Quaid, and Anthony Romo. I know he'll be in the building soon in the live chat. Tony Romo, of course. And yeah, we're going to talk about the first half of the 25 days of Gridmas. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have some exclusives, so stay tuned to that. Next one, that is on Tuesday, 5 o'clock again. And then Friday, late at night, a Toy Kind of Mood, yourself, and we're going to have plenty of guests, hot guests, trying something new. Are there too many toy shows at night? There ain't too many. There's probably none. We're going 9 p.m. Eastern, midnight East Coast. You got nothing to do on a Friday night. Come hang out. We'll talk about what we missed during the week and some hot topics as usual. So it should be a blast. But I don't know where Bobby is, but we're going to have to eventually get on with it, guys. But first, before we do, let's talk about maybe the Marvel Legends fan stream and just overall thoughts. I'll kick it to our special guest, Steven MC, aka K-Wish. What's going on?
Just overall thoughts.
Oh, you're going to have to, 1 second. Hey, you're going to have to mute because we live in the same building. You're going to have to mute when you're not talking because otherwise they're going to hear me echo. So when I call upon you, you just hit the mute button.
All right. So we're not muting me. We're muting you, right?
No. When I'm talking, you're going to have to mute because otherwise there's an echo.
I hear it.
All right, anyway, great. So anyway, but go ahead. Talk about what you thought of the fan stream.
Yeah, I'm going to take off what I got with this. So, I, of course, being the X-Men person that I am, I was happy with today's stream, all the different reveals. Yeah, so the thing is like, it wasn't really like a lot of surprises for me because there has been leaks on certain Facebook groups and whatnot. And there's been, I don't like the glare of these glasses. I don't necessarily need them. I'm going to take them off. There's been some leaks. And so therefore the 5-pack of the villains, which some of us have pre-ordered, some of us have not. I did. It's welcome. And then so I did hear in the leaks that there would be 4 Generation X figures next year, and they would be in the form of Monet and Chamber and Skin, which is an obvious reuse of the Reed Richards buck because of the hands and the stretchy arms. And they're going to do a Jubilee because Jubilee is just who they do nowadays, which is great because we had so many years of never having a Jubilee figure to now we have like 6 Jubilee figures, and they all look exactly the same, pretty much. So I'm happy with the Generation X reveals. The Blob, there was leaks with the Blob and also that Ronin figure, which was interesting that I find that, remember the leak of the picture of that Blob, KJ and Travis? Mm-hmm. It's not the same front that we saw today. So, I mean, maybe it was just like photos or something, or because I think what happens is a lot of times overseas or somebody that works in a factory or whatever, and they want to either get cred and clickbait, or they want to, take some packaged samples and sell them. Because I mean, whatever, don't hate on that game. I don't like it, but I'm just saying, do what you got to do. The X-Men 3-packs. Love them. I'm only going to order the Banshee Psylocke one though because I need a Banshee that's good. So I had the old Banshee which was not good, and then that Psylocke head sculpt is just amazing. I'm going to do Jim Lee body because that's the head sculpt I was always looking for. Where's the ponytail, a little bit swept over the eye, very pretty. Love the head sculpt on that. And then the Outback.
Hey Steve, I don't mean to cut you off, but you're kind of lagging. So we're gonna go through all these things as the show went on. I was just looking for an overall. We're gonna go through everything. Yeah, that's it. An instant reaction. KJ,
my reaction. I was happy with it.
All right, KJ, just quick reaction.
No, it was a great stream, man. Yeah, I'll give my rating at the end, but it was awesome. Worth being late to work for. Just kidding. Don't be late to work.
Yeah. Be late to work if you want to be late to work.
All right, cool. So let's get right into it right now. And we got, all right. This was what was revealed today. Couple of 6-inch 112 figure 3-packs. And the Marvel Legends series X-Men Blob and Outback Rogue. And yeah, KJ, you want to take us through these two 3-packs really quickly?
Yeah, man. We're talking about the Jim Lee team suits. I mean, looking at them, they set off all the right neurons in my brain. Like, I want to get them all. I'm of two minds when it comes to the 3-packs. The head sculpts are great. The accessories are great. You line them up on your shelf. You line them up in your dios. You can recreate the covers. Shout out to ACBA, Articulated Comic Book Art. Man, this is it right here. If you already got that Wolverine in the team suit, that's going to get right into it. But the 3-packs, they can inflate those prices. We'll go on that a little bit later. But yeah, I'm looking at that. The Gambit's awesome. This is our first jacketless Gambit. The Banshee with the screaming head sculpt. You know, when they released Siren without that screaming head sculpt, that was a no can do. So this needed that. But if they price it the same way that Daredevil 3-pack was, $74.99, I might have to get both of these. You don't have to go chasing them around. You don't have to worry about one fig selling out. You can get all 3. You can get another set of 3. Line up that team. Man, it just feels good inside. But if it's something crazy, like $89.99, we'll talk a little bit more about that later. The pre-orders,
so just haven't. Yeah, KJ, just want to.
Go ahead. I believe they'll be $74.99.
Yeah, we are going to play the prices right in a little bit. So we do have a section that we're going to try to guess the prices. So, but yeah, Adam, they haven't said just yet. And look who's joining the party, Bobby.
Bobby B. B.
Bobby. So we just got into it, and we'll cut back to KJ real quick, but we're going through the 2-packs right now. We are not at prices right just yet, so we will get there. Bobby, you want your overall thoughts on the stream really quickly, and then talk about what you see on the screen.
Real quick, overall, this might have been the best stream that the Marvel Legends guys have put on in a while. It was quick, concise, and I say quick because it was 35-ish, 40 minutes. I mean, it was clean. The draft, I love that draft. What's up, Tony? The draft was great. I mean, it was a solid presentation. Dan, Ryan, and Dwight were spectacular. And honestly, I kind of like the fact that they're like dropping the toys. Like, what I see on screen here is beautiful works of art. But as I said in the chat when they were going on, why the absolute F are we getting 3-packs again? It annoys the shit out of me to no end just with the 3-packs. Like, they're fantastic. They're amazing. Sell them as individuals. The problem is they know that some of these will peg warm if they're individuals. Jubilee, I'm looking at you. Look, I mean, everyone's gonna buy a Gambit. That Banshee is sick. That Psylocke's amazing. That Storm is absolutely just gorgeous. And that Forge is dope. Like, I love the fact that they gave him like that, a nice bionic leg. I mean, look at that. Look at that Storm. Like, granted, we're getting the same fingers as Emperor Palpatine probably there. But I mean, the they're fantastic. They're great. I love them. I will get the Banshee Gambit Psylocke 3-pack. I might wait on that Jubilee Forge Storm. Just
Same here. But I'm not going to pay $74.99 for 3 figures. I already have.
I mean, and I love what they're doing with this, but it's just I'm not a fan of that 3-pack. That's why I passed on the X-Force 3-pack. That's why I passed on that Spidey and the Amazing Friends 3-pack.
This is weird. This is weird timing because my ass is still healing from October, let alone Thanksgiving and Black Friday. So it's they could have timed this a little bit better, I think.
Yep. So, Steve, so you're only going to get one of these 3-packs then? Why? Because you have the other 3. So you want to?
Well, I'm going to pre-order the Banshee one because I sold my old Banshees knowing that they were going to do a better Banshee. And that old one that they did back in like when they, took over the Marvel Legends license was terrible. Just jaundiced yellow skin, like just it looked like a weird figure. I don't, those out there, they know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go get the Forge one because I have a Forge figure. I have many Storm figures, and I also have Forge different Jubilee figures of but I just don't need more at full price. But the Psylocke head is great, and I'm going to do what most have said. I'm going to pluck that off and put it on the Jim Lee body. So that's the Psylocke I've always really wanted. And then I do need the Banshee, and of course Gambit. I mean, since my 2 favorites are Gambit and Rogue of X-Men, you can never have too many Gambit. So yeah, I'm getting that one for sure.
Yeah. So KJ, your thoughts on these 6? Sorry to cut you off earlier, but your final thoughts on these 2 6-packs here, 2 3-packs, I should say. I know we had a comment that it should be a 6-pack, but then you're talking about a large price, and I think there's.
But hey, I think a 6-pack would be better because if you want that team, buy the whole damn team. Make a deal, right? $100, $124.99. How we saw the Spider-Man 5-pack, right? With Razorback, that ultimate
that no one wanted.
Well, hey man, like
that
post sale roll through. I mean, this stuff sells out eventually. The Daredevil pack is sold out right now. This shit will sell out, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
It looks nice, and the people who want it, they're gonna get it. I just don't know that's me though. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's fair. There will be people that will 100% buy both 3-packs, and good for you. I mean, if I, what I probably will do, I will probably wait until I don't know Comic Palooza or some small con where people have bought these, they've broken them up to either flip or whatnot, and I'll get them pieced off like $20. 100%.
Yeah, I gotcha. So we do need this one though. Charles as the cover, Uncanny 275, and Charlie, right? Charles Xavier right there, not looking like himself, wearing that crazy wondrous outfit. Steve, you're a diehard X-Men fan. You want to talk about what Charles is wearing here? And they did tip that we are gonna get that figure soon.
I do believe it's Charles in some kind of Shi'ar like Emperor outfit when this whole line was like when they were battling the Shi'ar, and so you have Lilandra and Gladiator and Deathbird on the right side, and then you have Outback Rogue and Magneto, and I think the one up there that's who is that, Bobby, that girl with the black hair and the thing over, is that Zaladin maybe?
I think so. I think you're right.
I don't know,
but I'm not 100% sure on that. But it is when they're fighting the Shi'ar.
I read this many years ago, and age eventually catches up to you, and I don't remember the whole storyline, but I remember Outback and this, and the Shi'ar, and they kind of bled into each other. I think this was 1993, 4 when this issue came out. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe so.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, around there, yeah.
Yeah, that's when I read it, and that was, obviously that was many years ago. That was well over.
I
that was
want to
almost
say
30 years
it's
ago.
right before he jumped over to X-Men, or when he started right before he started X-Men with Claremont.
Yes, I believe it was. Yeah. That version of Charles, I don't know that necessarily I'll get it, because to me that like Charles is just supposed to be a bald guy in a suit and a hover chair, or at the very least a wheelchair. So that's a strange version of Charles. I don't, and obviously it may even be a deluxe price, because there's going to be it's going to be very elaborate.
Yeah.
The way that they do that, and so I don't know if I'm willing to go $34.99 or $39.99 for Charles in his Shield Empire outfit. Not that there's anything wrong if you guys want to get it. I'm just saying I don't know that I'm going to do that.
Yeah. So, Bobby, do we have any more to talk about this X-Men before we move on to our next two X-Men single releases?
On this one, no. Look, the Psylocke is great. The Banshee, I love the two. Like, look, and this is something that we have been talking about a lot on the show, is that if you're going to give us, a figure with, give us alternate heads, give us something else. Like the Forge, we do get different sculpts. That Banshee, we do get the head.
The Banshee, you get the 2-head sculpts, yeah.
Yeah, the Gambit, like I like the satchel. I like the different, like the 3 cards, the 1 card. Granted, it is all kind of this, kind of the same body. I get it. But yeah, and I do like the Banshee that he has like the popped collar. Yeah.
They mentioned Bobby. They mentioned that this is the first jacketless Gambit.
Yes, and was it? I think it was Ryan said that we might get another Gambit coming soon. Which Gambit that could be, I don't know if they're maybe thinking of Extreme X-Men, or maybe they'll. And look, if they did this, it's such a deep cut. I'd be kind of shocked, but either the Mr. and Mrs. X Gambit, or when he was Death. Because Gambit for a while was a Horseman of the Apocalypse. I mean, that's a deep cut. I don't see that happening, but Dan and Ryan were kind of saying like, hey, we'll be getting other Gambits. So this is the first jacketless Gambit. And, that'd actually really be badass. Battle damage, like get some blood.
That'd be sick. Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, the other Gambits is Mr. and Mrs. X Gambit, or maybe that really weird. And you know what? Now that they're like some of the other reveals, and we're going a bit, they're not afraid of doing like deep cuts. So around like the 300th episode issue when they were all up in space, and how there was like freaky weird costumes around like 2000s. I'm kind of down for that. That'd be dope. All right. I'd be down. All right.
I'm getting selective.
Mr. Moody.
Oh. Moody, you're muted.
I'm muted. My bad. I was sneezing up a storm. That's it.
You
Looked like
muty!
I was throwing up.
You're a muty!
Don't kill me. Brashear brothers, get him. All right. So sorry about that. I was saying that Stephen MC has been talking about the Blob for a long time, but let's hear it, Muty. You're happy with this one or what?
Well, so I got rid of my old Blob because when the Getting was good, because we saw those reveals of the Ronin and Blob, and basically, the entire Marvel Legends team hinted that we were getting a newer, better Blob. And so my old Blob figure, if you look at the head sculpt of it, it doesn't look like it goes with the upcoming Avalanche and the Pyro that we had in the Rogue Pyro 2-pack. It doesn't go with Magneto. He looks a little too stylized to go with them, the old version, the Build-A-Figure of Blob. This Blob looks a little bit more animated, a little bit more comic booky. I mean, it looks menacing, but it looks a little bit more, I think what we're trying to go for is like, not so stylized, not so every little fat fold was painted on him so perfectly. The old version of the Blob, but so I love this Blob. My hunch is he'll retail for what Mojo retailed for, because he's gonna be a big guy. which I think is $42.99. Hopefully they'll have the same Target price mistake and put them up for $31.99 before, like, when it first hit shelves. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy for this blob. That's an instant purchase, and then I can basically, with the exception of Destiny, I could have a complete Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to say. And I mean, we have Rogue up there too. I don't know if you want me to comment on her. Or we're gonna
let's swing it around to KJ real quick, and we'll come back to you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the original blob from the Legends line was gross. It made me feel like I don't even want to eat oatmeal. This thing is so gross. But this one, I think it's smart that they have a lot of the Marvel Legends figs going. It can go with your animated cell shaded figures. It can go with the figures you already have. Apocalypse was like that. Beast was like that kind of stuff. We looked at the Spider-Man animated figures. So it makes sense to have something that can fit in. I'm hoping, if it looks like it's going to be a deluxe size, I'm hoping it's going to be the right size. If it is small, the way that Infinity Ultron ended up small, that's going to piss off a good number of collectors. And I'm hoping just put the plastic in the molds, give us that figure, we'll give you the bread. We're saving up already. I'm already saving. My ass is healing, and I'm going to have 2023 figures. They just got to land it just right.
Yeah. And that's a nice plug for my Friday at Night show next Friday, when we talk about kind of cancel culture and kind of the pre-orders, are they dead and whatnot. So because we're just recovering, are we going to pre-order all of these, or are we going to wait on sales? I mean, that's something interesting. Bobby, what are you thinking?
So I'm of two minds of this. So first off, I agree with KJ. This blob and with Steven, this blob is fantastic. I love the fact that you get two different head sculpts and with different hairstyles, because as they said, they're drawn, he's been drawn different ways, and like some with kind of like the Alabama, hickabilly, like no sideburns, and then with the nice like that. There we go. He has to be big. He has to be like Colossus size. He has to be a big figure. And look, where's my Rhino? Hold on, I got my Rhino right here. Look, they can do big figures. I mean, they can do, like, here's Rhino, and I've got Apocalypse.
Yeah,
right.
Apocalypse was spot on, and they didn't have to do the VHS for that, right? It's like,
no, they didn't. And so you can have a big figure. He yes, Jason, he did look beefy. Look, that Rogue. When I saw that Rogue, all my other Rogues are in box. Like they're nice. The classics, like the one my wife got me for my birthday, they're all in box. I will get this one because as a kid there was an Art Adams poster with all the X-Men like jumping out, and that Rogue was like front and center. So that is very much a part of my childhood. And so yeah, that Outback, that Australian Outback Rogue, they're just getting better and better with those face sculpts. So will I pre-order Rogue? I don't know, because Rogue goes so quickly that I might do it just so I don't miss. It's not FOMO, but
right,
she'll sell out.
Well, Bobby, do you remember Target when they came out with Storm, Rogue, and Gambit, and it was like flipping? It was hard to get, and then not too long after that, they were clearanced out. So there's a FOMO, there's a rush. You can even make some money on it right away if that's your thing. But then after Rogue was like $16.99 or something like that, and I found Storm everywhere for a while.
Right, but here's the thing: it was like it depends on the distribution, because y'all in LA might have gotten like tons of them. Never.
We did.
I got lucky because I was working that morning, and I was able to take off for like 10 minutes to literally run across the street, grab them, and then the next day gone. Like they're just gone, because we don't get many here in Houston. So like, and after that, like if I saw them again, I was like, oh shit, I don't need to get them, but I'm like, all right, yeah.
Well, they did say that this blob is the same proportions as the one from 2007.
Yeah.
So, yeah. They have classic proportions.
And I had that figure, and he's pretty big. So if it's the same proportions, he would be.
Good.
Yeah, they're just adding like your pinless arms and legs and better neck articulation and everything.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Steve.
More animated looking face too.
Yep. Yeah, the pizza eating face
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
But you wanted to, but Steve, you wanted to talk about Outback Rogue, so go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I'm glad that they're going to do the Outback versions of all those characters. Everyone knows Rogue's my favorite character, so of course I'll pre-order it. That's probably putting the cart before the horse, but all of these different bodies that they keep doing, it's just like I was like, you're not really putting a lot of sculpts and a lot of detail into those bodies. And Rogue's body looks just basically like the normal female buck, but the head sculpt is nice. But just because it's just Rogue in a different costume that I don't really feel like customizing myself, I would rather just pay them the. I guess what are they now? $24.99 is the
For
going.
now. For now.
I think Pulse is $24.99 for standard figures. So that's, if you're lucky, you can catch it at Target for a sale. Which I don't know. I'll pre-order it, and then of course, sometimes Targets and WalMarts get things. Sometimes, Amazon, Targets, Walmarts get it sooner. So if I can get it for a few bucks cheaper, I might as well, considering how much X-Men stuff that I buy.
Sure.
Yeah, KJ, I got a question for you, man. Are you craving for Raven?
Yeah, this Craven the Hunter looks great. I got all my Spider-Mans on card except for maybe a couple of chosen few. I'm gonna get this sucker right here. Yeah. What's Craven going for now?
That's a good question. Chat, let us know if you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 45 plus.
No.
No, you looking?
You find him?
Yeah, I found him. And I'll show it later.
So some people don't like this face sculpt. I think it's cool. It's animated. It's supposed to be animated.
I dig it. I dig it. I like it.
Yeah, it's fine by me.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be crazy. Steven, you had a comment about Craven. I think you weren't too thrilled with this.
No, I had a comment about the constant Spider-Man figures. Actually, I said in the chat earlier today that I like that Craven figure. I don't know that he's going to be retro carded, but I do want a retro carded Craven, so I do buy some Spider-Man villains. The comment earlier I made about Spider-Man and just they're just Hasbro just likes to just pump out their multiple Caps and Thors and Spider-Mans and stuff, and I mentioned about that. However, I did say that I do like this Craven figure. I don't know that it's going to be on a retro card because I don't think so. I think do we have a retro card?
Yeah, it's going to be retro because the Spider-Man animated and Lizard are those are from the animated series, so it's got to be. I think because they're Walmart exclusive.
Yeah, this looks very similar to the animated Craven.
Yeah,
I'll probably buy it then.
Yeah, and Walmart, they shipped my Lizard pretty pristine, so they might do an okay job with this one. So I'm not.
Oh
too worried
man,
about
my Lizard keeps getting canceled. It keeps getting canceled or like substituted. It's like okay, whatever. Like I've tried like 8 times to get Lizard. It's driving me nuts.
There is nothing worse than a canceled Lizard.
Right.
So here we go.
So yeah, Pac was running the money about 70 loose.
Yeah,
you can probably get a 50 loose at least, but I think those were like holiday sales. People were trying to compete with Black Friday and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. I got a lot of no's, and I said 45, and there's a 45 right in the center of that screen.
Yeah, but it's like $20 shipping. So okay.
So there you go. Okay, all in 70 for sure. Yeah. No, that's great. Bobby, any comment on Craven before we move on to the next one?
I mean, it's pretty. The only villain I have from any of this, the animated, was that Rhino. Just I love that figure. And so I have a lot of thoughts on the next figure though. So I might get it if I see it in hand. If I see it in hand, I might pick it up. But
yeah, Bobby, look at that comment right there. That's hilarious.
And you know what? Act is right. That's like, there you go. You get the Sony movie Craven. You get, just paint the hair.
That's funny. That's funny. Okay, we're gonna talk about the next one, the next Walmart exclusive. For you gamers out there, Gamerverse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been wanting this one for a while because it goes for $100. That I know.
Yeah.
And we get that web net there, a bunch of
Yep.
web stuff. There is missing a set of hands that are missing there that they could give us, but overall, I'm happy. So supposedly this is the one for the next game. This is not just a repack. It's, you know, it's all, even though it looks similar, it is for the next Spider-Man game. They mentioned PS5 with
Right.
Miles Morales and Spider-Man together. And this is going to have the Renew Your Vows articulation. And both of these come out in spring. KJ, you got a comment on Gamerverse Spidey?
Yeah, give me that shit. That's my comment. I'm gonna get this. I love the web effects that go on with this. I already have a couple of the other Gamerverse Spideys. So like the Velocity suit, the Spider Armor Mark, something or other, of course, Miles Morales. Just taking a look. Yeah, that Spidey. Once again, I think it's like holiday sales. You could get pretty lucky on some of these. Here's the Gamerverse PS4, and it's about 54 plus
Wow.
15 shipping. So that was just a couple of days ago. So
Oh
I
wait,
think
that's
it
not
was-
the. That's a different one though. That's a different one. There's another.
Yep.
The other one is $100. The one that looks like that one. The Gamerverse Peter isn't that the Miles? Or no?
No, that was the Gamerverse. That
Oh
was
really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
hold on a second. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, see?
We got you. Okay, cool.
See that? And then again, here it is. No, that's the one with the spider armor. Here's another one, 66.71 plus $17
Okay.
shipping.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
it's up there. It's
almost
up there. You'll
80
save some
all
money
in,
for
yeah.
sure if you get this one.
Yeah, there you go. Cool.
I feel like
Bobby?
Steve Kornacki with this eBay shit over here. It's like,
Bobby, you're muted, bro.
My
You're
bad.
muted. Yeah.
Muty! You're a muty! Get him!
I mean,
I will give my one F-bomb for the episode. Fuck yes. Give me that goddamn Spider-Man. Here's the thing. Look, I did get the first print Spider-Man. And this is actually one of my favorites, the Japanese Spider-Man. Like this is
show us that other one again. Show us that other one. Oh, okay. That's Amazing Fantasy.
I got the Amazing Fantasy and I got the Japanese Spider-Man. The Japanese Spider-Man is amazing. I love it. But here's what. First off, I hated that Spider-Man suit when I first saw it. But that game and the Miles game made me love that suit. Now, here's the thing. The 15 and the Japanese both have this great webbing, which I don't know why we weren't getting this beforehand. But the Japanese Spider-Man came with these webbings, which yes, Pack, just one for today.
Have some class.
You know what? Let's be real here. I'm halfway through this beer. I'll probably have another one. But look,
Yeah, that's one way to celebrate. I'm jealous. I don't have shit.
These webbings, I'm like, when I did the unboxing, I'm like, yes, these are amazing. Why don't we get more of these? And we're getting so much more with this. And you know what? Here's the thing. When you look at this figure, this is what makes me want to buy. Like, I'll spend $25 on this because we're actually getting more than just the figure with two hands. This is what I want to see. Like, give me something more than just, oh, they come with alternate hands. They should.
Well, like that Rogue, that Outback Rogue comes with nothing.
The Rogue, that She-Hulk from the Disney Plus, it is a little aggravating.
Yeah. Black Panther is another one. We'll talk about that when we talk about our draft and whatever.
But this is worthy of $25, 24 whatever 99. Because it does come with extra accessories, and I'm like, all right, should this be a $20 figure? 100%. But do we get a little extra with it? Fine. I can swallow that bitter pill because I'm getting those extra Spidey, like the net and all that. I can deal with it.
But hold the phone, Bobby. There's someone right behind me who totally disagrees and wants to let it happen. Steve, go ahead. You are not buying this. I know it.
Huh?
You're not buying Gamerverse Spider-Man, right? Tell us why.
I'm messing with you. Yeah, I I tuned out because every time that there's like an announcement of a new Wolverine or a Thor or Captain America or a Hulk and of course Spider-Man, I'm like, I mean, like if they once I guess kind of did put out a definitive Spider-Man if you're into comics, because I have two. I've got Iron Spider. Actually, I got three, which is shocking. I have the Tom Holland with the maskless head Spider-Man and from the MCU, and I also have Iron Spider. And then I have a really good Spider-Man with like the multiple points of articulation. You know that carded one that's like $100 or whatever. I don't have that one, but I have something that's like almost as good as that. So whenever they keep on putting up more and more Spider-Mans, I'm just like, well, you know what? I need another Spider-Man, and the fandom needs another Spider-Man. Like we need a bleep growing out of our bleep. It's just like I'm bored. Like every time they I get where Hasbro's coming from. How they're doing two things, which is nice. They're looking probably at the secondary market, and they're seeing, hey, you know, what's hard for collectors to get right now, and what haven't we done in a while? And like, let's put that out again because Hasbro kind of wants to dip. Hasbro wants to dip into that scalper money, and they're not stupid for doing that. I agree with it. Like, there's no hate in that game. Just for me though, as a consumer, I'm not going to pay. I believe that figure, since I think it's a fans channel, I think it'll probably be $29.99 or maybe even more expensive than that. I'm not buying that for $30. I mean, I think you actually own that game, Trav.
Yeah, so the one I have is Miles Morales. This is for the game that's coming out that they're working on right now. And this would normally be at GameStop, but I believe they said both are they both KJ? Are they both Walmart or just Craven?
I'm not sure.
I think Craven is Walmart.
Craven's Walmart because it's part of the because it's part of that animated carded.
Same thing with Blizzard and all that. Yeah.
Gamerverse, this one might just be everywhere then. You know, Entertainment Earth and
maybe
not Dorkside, but probably not Dorkside. That's another topic for another day. But yeah,
not about Dorkside.
Listen, man, you better be grateful for Dorkside. That's how you got those Joe figures hella early. All right,
they've been fantastic for me. It's wild what's happening. But that's another show. Let's talk about this. What are we guessing on prices, guys? In the chat, let us know. What are we paying for our 3-packs, our Uncanny 275 3-packs? What are we paying for Blob? What are we paying for Rogue? What are we paying for Craven and Spider-Man from Gamerverse? What are we paying, guys?
Too much.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. More than we should. I'll take a stab. I'll take a stab at it. I believe the 3-packs are going to retail for $74.99 on Pulse, because Pulse basically sets the standard price. Obviously, Amazon, Target, and Walmart are going to undercut them a little bit because, I mean, they're giants. I believe it's $74.99 for the 3-packs. I believe Rogue's going to be the normal price, unless she's Fans Channel, which they didn't say. And then I think she'll be $24.99. Blob, I think, will be $41.99. And then there was one, the Spider-Man, the Craven. The Craven's going to be, I don't know, you guys know this better than I do. How much was Lizard and how much was Scorpion?
Lizard was $27.99. Yeah.
That's how much he'll probably be. And then I think the Spider-Man, if it's what they might do is make that a timed GameStop exclusive. I believe it'll be $29.99 first on GameStop. And then when the other stores get it, it might come down a little bit to like $27.99. But that's my opinion.
Winner. So, whoever else wants to take a crack at some of these prices, go ahead.
I want to holler at Payne's Toy Samples. Those are the prices those figures should be. Like a deluxe should be $39.99. Hell, it should probably be less than that. 3-pack, $74.99, like that Daredevil Bullseye Electra pack. But
that was great.
Marvel Legends, and that Daredevil was Marvel Legends, but I think those X-Men, because it's X-Men, I think it's going to be $89.99. I think it's going to be shenanigans. That Blob, $44.99, $49.99.
Maybe. No. I'm going to disagree with you. They actually, some of the reps from Hasbro, our own favorite, Emily, has mentioned before in some things that Hasbro's not planning on any price increases for 2023 because they've already, as you all know, they hit us hard this year, really hard.
Yeah.
Because of the inflation. So Hasbro, I think, is scaling back as far as they're raising up the price just for this year. I mean, 2023, just giving us a year breathing room. I think that they basically set the standard at that price point for now. Will it go up in the future? For sure. What they reveal at next year's Comic-Con or next year's Toy Fair, which, do they even do that anymore?
I think so. Yeah, they'll still do it.
They'll probably increase prices then, but for now until next July, I think we're looking at the same price point. So you said the Daredevil pack KJ was what, $74.99?
$74.99.
I believe that's exactly what those 3 packs will be. Because
I hope so. No, I'm sorry. I was gonna say the Daredevil shipped today, and so I hope so. $74.99. If you're paying $150 for the 6, it's not so bad, right? It's kind of a normal wave. It's not too. It's a little more, but not too shabby. I mean, especially at $24.99, right? So it's not like we're getting any beautiful deluxe packaging. It's just a piece of cardboard with them in it, and they're not doing anything special for Uncanny 275, the 60th anniversary. We're not getting any like PulseCon type packaging. And so on this comment, MODOK and Mojo had some extra packaging, not the Mojo from Target, but MODOK was kind of special, and so was that set, and so that's why those were more. But man, I don't know. Blob should not be 50 if you're comparing it to MODOK and Mojo. No way. 40 is the price.
But they know the collectors love this brand. They love the characters. We'll get into Starjammers later. They know we love this stuff. I still contend that these figures should be $19.99. If they were, people wouldn't be waiting for Target discounts or sales or GameStop clearance. Right. We would pick up those figures. We would just pick them up. I would get a 59. I would get 2 $59.99 3-packs without hesitation. Without hesitating.
KJ, I want to piggyback off that, because here's the thing. Hey, Steven, was it you or was it Travis who was posting Travis posting the pictures of Target, like just everything stocked because no one's buying it?
Right.
If they were the prices.
Travis posted that picture. There's only one little mistake with that, is that the Obi-Wan was mislabeled. It was for the deluxe Mandalorian, the one that comes with Grogu and that spider creature. Right. That was actually $36.99, not that stupid Obi-Wan figure that's out now. But wait, the Jawa, that Jawa is, I think, $34.99 for that little Jawa.
But here's the thing, and it's the same thing across the street. Like everything's stocked because no one is willing to pay 25, 30, 35 bucks. Like I refuse. Like I've seen that Jawa over there. I refuse to pay any more than 15 bucks for that Jawa. KJ is right. If Hasbro was smart, they're thinking, okay, we're gonna upcrease, but if they decrease the price to $19.99, those shelves would be empty.
Yeah,
empty because
Hasbro has to answer to their stockholders, though, Bobby.
But this is what I don't understand, and I think this is because you have some people that are short-sighted when it comes to this. The stockholders should go, are we making money? That should be the bottom line. Are we making money? If our product is sitting on the shelves, we're not making money.
That HasLab, if they had an opportunity during that 1027 event or whatever to be like, yo, Enter the Vengeance, $329. Yo, put in this code, 10% off. Just to be like, and now for our fans, and they would have made money. They would have gotten the base level. They essentially chose no money. On a micro level, they're gonna do that again. When I see that Jawa from Kenobi for $35, when I see like Legends going not $24.99, but we're here in LA, $25.99, $27.99, right? You would have to price match every last one of those Legends if you were at a Target here in Los Angeles, here in SoCal. So are they making money? Or, is a Target just going to have to keep doing $25 off 100?
Well, what G.I. Joe Declassified had just said is like Hasbro tries to push the envelope to see what they can get away with. And I think now, and I don't want to speak for the other three of you, but we're a very small microcosm of the collecting fandom. But they pushed us all to our price limit. I mean, I don't collect Black Series, and thank God I don't collect Black Series because, I mean, there's just so much fucking shit. Sorry, that was my one F-bomb. There's so much stuff, and I can't do it, and so I just live through Travis's collection. It's great. It's awesome. I'm jealous of it. It's cool, but I just can't afford it. It's just, I collect too much stuff. And then they have that, Bobby's telling the $36.99 Jawa, which is I don't want to sit here and laugh, but that's
But it is
absurd.
laughable. It is laughable.
It's absurd. It's like,
absurd.
are you what? Like that's dinner and lunch and maybe breakfast for me for the day. That's a grown man eating for the day, and you're gonna give me this little shitty action figure for $36.99. Like, you're crazy.
I do want to make I do want to make a plug real quick. Sorry about that. Oh, wrong one. Someone else commented right here. Puck Photos. This is hilarious, this comment, because if you wait a week or two, you can get like an awesome ECW one night stand Rey Mysterio, and there's like 1,000 of them for like $16, which if it was a G.I. Joe or a Star Wars, it'd be $24.99 for months. So yeah, it's true. Mattel doesn't wait around. Mattel does not want peg warmers, even though they did take too long with Masterverse. They're starting to get caught up in that. So I just wanted to comment on that. But yeah, continue. Sorry.
Well, I went to piggyback on what KJ said. Really, who we're beholden to isn't so much Hasbro. We're beholden to Amazon, Walmart, and Target, because when we get discounts on toys, they're the ones giving us the discount. It's not Hasbro. Hasbro, like what Jason Kerouac had just said before in the comment, and Adam's saying now too. When these toy companies such as Mattel and Hasbro sell to the big box retailers and whomever, they're already making their money. So I don't think it works like they can take things. I forgot what the girl at Target told me. It's called perishable or rummage or whatever. They send it back to the company. As they do that if they've made a mistake, because they still, like Hasbro and Mattel, still want to have a good relationship with Target and Walmart and I guess GameStop, fill in the blanks, Amazon. They feel like they've over-ordered too much. They don't want to clearance it because they don't want to take too much of a bath on it. And they'll send it back to Hasbro for a very small credit on future orders, what she had told me. So it's really Target and Walmart and Amazon giving us the discounts. It's not Hasbro. It's sad, but yeah, Target's got its deal right now, and then I'm going to go for a little hunteroo tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be able to use my 25 off of 100. I don't know what I'm going to find, but we'll see.
Hey, KJ. KJ, hang on, Bobby. KJ, these guys want to talk about G.I. Joe so bad. We should let them know that a couple days before Christmas, we're going to do is it December 23rd? Did we agree to that? I think that's our best.
I think so, yeah.
Our best of G.I. Joe and Transformers. We're going to do the in-house brands, and then we'll do a best of Marvel. I believe it's like January 3rd. So 10 days after that. Yeah, because we're doing a little bit of best of Marvel right now. Are we ready for the draft, guys? Are we ready? Are we ready to go have some fun?
Do it.
The fun part of the show.
Oh, hey, Moody, 27th for Joe's and Transformers.
Love it. Okay, so 27th, G.I. Joe, and we'll have, tons of social media. Follow us, please. Like, subscribe, check out our Twitter.
Follow me.
Yep, at Toy Kind of Mood on Instagram and Twitter.
Yes. Do you guys collect G.I. Joes?
Huh?
No, this is just Marvel. That's all I've got. I've sold everything else. I'm just all about Marvel now.
I sold all my Joes, every last one.
Yeah, that Joe line's good. I mean, just give us quicker characters faster, because they got a lot to cover.
I quit the line. You have any for my sons? All right.
No,
all right, guys. It is draft time, and the guys had fun with a draft. Shout out to Dwight, Ryan, and Dan. They had a blast. Loved what they did on the show. Brought some fun towards the end of the year. They had a great year. I mean, it's fun that we actually had a Marvel Legends show that wasn't in the shadow of that damn HasLab of Vengeance. So it felt fun. It felt right, and this was the right way to do it. So we're going to do it right now. We're going to show everything off in hand, or at least what we have in hand. And we'll start off with our guest, Steve. First, we're going to just one at a time. That's our format. We're going to do comics. So just show us your favorite Marvel Legends of 2022 for the comic book version. Just that. And then we'll circle to Bobby, KJ, and then back to myself. Go ahead, Steve. Show us what you got. Your best comic.
My favorite comic book release this year is Mojo.
Oh, nice.
Mojo. I wanted a better Mojo. I'm actually like holding it, like clutching it like a baby right now. I wanted a better version of Mojo ever since they did that BAF, which wasn't bad at the time, but it like I think what Hasbro's trying to do is they're trying to get to like a more streamlined, like a more comprehensive look to all the characters. So I kept that Toy Biz Mojo just until like I heard that they were announcing that Mojo pack, and then I guess there was like drama about this Mojo that like people just started finding it in the stores, and it was unannounced, which is I don't know. Even in 2022, I kind of feel like a kid at Christmas when the toy companies don't announce something and shit just hits the shelves and just like, oh well, suddenly Susan. It's just like what the fuck. So I saw the Mojo, and I was lucky enough to get it at that cheap price point, but I just scanned it, y'all. And guess what? Target is now charging $55.49 for that Mojo. We have our discount. We got our 25 off of 100. So if you buy 2 Mojos, you get 25. I don't know why you'd need 2, but so you get your discount. But so they've had 3 different prices since its release. Target, they had it for $34.99, which is what I got it out, which is awesome. Then they had it for $41.99, and now it's $55.99 or $54.99. It's absurd. But that Mojo is great. It was one of the reasons that I canceled my super duper pack that Hasbro was going to do, because I was like, man, I don't want to have to pay $130 for this for another Dazzler and some stupid Wolverine, like baby Wolverine figure. Or what are they called? They're like
X babies. X baby.
What?
Chibi.
Huh? X baby. Yeah. Chibi. X baby.
You're both right. You're both KJ and Bobby are both right. They mean 2 different things, but they're both going for that. Yeah.
I didn't need that. Plus, I mean, Dazzler's cool, but I only want 2 versions of her. I want Disco Dazzler, which I have, and I want some version of the video game Dazzler that I have that as well. But like a third Dazzler, I'm like,
well, what about your Jim and the hologram customs?
I have one. I have Pizzazz.
It's truly outrageous. That's all I'm saying.
Truly outrageous.
Before we go to Bobby with this comic pick, I do want to mention we're going to get deeper into our best of 2022 Marvel Legends. I think it was January 3rd or something. So we'll save like the honorable mentions and really getting it. We'll just one choice, or unless you have a quick tie or something like that, one choice of each. And that was great what Steve did comparing the 2 Mojos. I was going to ask that. So that's perfect. But everything else we'll kind of dig deeper into that show, and we'll just do the quick one. So Bobby, comic.
I got to go with Dwight. Honestly, I forgot this came out this year. Damn it. It's been a long year, y'all.
A very long year. The longest year of my life.
It's been a 3-year-long year.
I have to go with Dwight. Boom. It's the
Awesome
20th anniversary cap. Look, when this came in, it's like like Dave joked that I have a ton of Captain Americas. I do. I've got 3 Hot Toys. I've got a 12-inch Marvel Legends. I've got the original Toy Biz one. I do wish it came with the stand. I do wish, because you're like World War II holding the flag. But just look at this, like the electricity on the shield, like everything that came with this cap. I absolutely love it. I adore it. I am so thankful to Dwight for reminding me that cap came out. So there we go. That is my round 1 second pick of the draft.
All right,
KJ, comic.
Black Panther, classic comics. Black Panther, like I love it. It's simplicity. It's elegant. It's awesome. Moody, this is one of my favorite kit bashes right here.
Yeah, I have the same.
Yeah. If you have the Blue Marvel, you have a classic 1960s T'Challa, Sidney Poitier as Black Panther. It's like it's so much fun. Hold on.
And I even made made a Shuri Storm. Why not? At this point. So yeah.
That's so.
I mean, play with your figs. Have fun with your figs.
Yeah.
Look at the smile on our faces. It's like
Now I have to buy those 2 figures to make that Jack.
I mean,
Kirby sound
dude,
like
that was the time, man. You probably could have made out cheap. I saw at Target, if you put in those codes and whatnot, you could probably got the Black Panther and the Blue
We made it.
for like $12. Yes,
We made it.
Christmas
we made it.
corn, Christmas
69 girls
corn,
are in the
pine
house.
trees up my butt. Anyway, yeah.
What is going on with this? This is fun.
the
Blocked.
What am I
Right.
seeing?
Who is that? Did you, Moody? Did you like pay
no,
them to do
no.
this? Like, what are you doing?
No.
Paid
No.
ads.
That's good. Let's get some advertisers. Let's start
All
a
right,
Patreon.
Yeah.
So
Moody, what's up,
something
man?
brought
Moody, what's yours?
something brought a smile to my face today, and
Hello?
not too many people have this yet. It's already my comic figure of the year. This thing, I opened it and I was like, "Holy hell!" Forget what I had on my list. God damn, this is the gore we need. Especially shout out to Jason Aaron. What are they? Who are the artists on those?
He said Isad Ribic.
Isad Ribic, yeah. Look at this thing. This is amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Amazing. It's the texture in there and the legs and the blood dripped veins and he also has a regular hand, but this one already has the blade in it. The awesome,
Yeah, the Necro Sword, yeah,
the Necro Sword, and
That's
it is
amazing.
awesome. And yeah, man, that's cool that this just arrived today, and I'm like, yeah, this is just nothing's better than this. So I'm like, I'm thrilled. It was funny that Dwight had the Christian Bale gore, and I'm like, that's the worst figure in that wave. And but maybe maybe that was a Disney thing he had to do or whatever, but I don't know.
I got one for $14 in the Hasbro sale, so I'm happy with it.
This one? No, this is
No.
oh, you mean the Bale? Okay, yeah, Bale.
The Bale one.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, no, this is an Amazon exclusive, and they're shipping. So let me know if you got one in the chat. I don't think too many people got it.
I'm not paying full price for that though. I want it,
gore.
though.
It's worth it. I'm fucking thrilled with it. And the cape, it's not soft goods, but it's perfectly soft plastic. So you got some flexibility, some mobility there. And yeah, it's on an old buck. You're not no butterfly joints or anything, but I'm cool with it. Look, double elbows, so double knees. You know what I mean? The whole shebang, some swivel rockers and all that. So we're good. It's awesome. It's great. So anyway, oh shit, MCU, it's my turn.
Yes.
Because we're snaking.
Ah,
Yada 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 yada. I had to have fun with this. So yeah, Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. Why not? I reviewed it like first, and it's the only time I'm ever gonna have a early review. So
and
why
that's
not?
our top view video. You still haven't seen it? See it? It's a great video. Check it out again. Watch it again.
Like 15,000 K or whatever it is. But yeah, this is, and she can do this, so she can twerk it. So yeah, the show was awesome. The figures doesn't come with a lot of accessories, but the deco, the face sculpt could have came with another sculpt, whatever. I'm pleased with it. She's great. I got it early, so I'm cheating, but yeah, She-Hulk rules. Who do we got next? KJ.
All right.
MCU.
I was really touched by Wakanda Forever. So Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman, rest his soul, he poured a lot into the development of Wakanda, insisting on an African accent for T'Challa, insisting on Africana, and an Afrocentric take on Wakanda. So losing him, I was dead set against recasting T'Challa as much as it hurt. And this is a tribute to that with Shuri, with Letitia Wright carrying on the torch, who did an amazing job. And, things will probably get better once they start adapting even more of the storylines in Wakanda and future films in the MCU. And there you go. But the Legacy Collection, Shuri on that head sculpt as well. Shuri was my first Marvel Legends when I got back into collecting. So this is kind of a full circle moment for me. It was a gift from a friend, and I was like, man, this is pretty cool. Like I had like Funko Pops from Black Panther, but not Marvel Legends. And then one thing led to another, so this was my pick. It's a very special pick. It means a lot to me. If you still haven't, go check out Wakanda Forever. It's a fantastic movie, fantastic scenes, some of the best acting in the MCU yet. It'll hit you like a ton of bricks, and the figs are an amazing tribute. So Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
All right. The answer to your question, Bobby, is yes. You have to change for our guests.
Beaches. All right. Well, then, because I have to change, you get a twofer. And no, I don't give a shit because they share the same name. Hawkeyes. Look.
Hawkeyes.
Hawkeyes. Look.
Hawkeyes.
Like I got like Dwight was spot on with Kate. This figure is actually, let me see. If I turn this off. There we go. This figure is absolutely fantastic. I love the Hawkeye show because I love that Matt Fraction, David Aja run.
Yeah.
I thought that the casting was perfect. This Kate is great. You know, you have Quiver, but then look, I finally got my Jeremy Renner Hawkeye.
Your Born Legacy Hawkeye.
Exactly. Like, look, I love this. I love the suit. I love the detail in it. Like, there is a lot, and to show, like, this Jeremy Renner does have battle damage on his face. Like, he's gone through some shit. He's got band-aids. He's got blood. Yeah. These and the way I kind of picked outside of the Captain America, like, what was my favorite was, and the same way I'm doing my top 10 is, what do I have on my desk? What haven't I put up on the shelves or put? These have remained on my desk because I love having them like right next to me. So yeah, Clint Barton and Kate Bishop are my MCU figures of this draft.
Okay.
There you go.
How's my screen? A little better now?
A little better, yeah.
All right.
Still shows
Good.
his face.
Hey, F off, Bobby. Oh, wait, I got one F bomb. Fuck you, Bobby. All right, cool. What's
That's not.
I was
nice.
worried about my screen, so I missed who's next. Is it Steve, right?
It's Steve.
MCU.
Yeah.
He stole yours. He stole yours.
My favorite MCU
MCU Steve.
is Moon Knight.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I love the show. I love.
Oh, show it again. Show it again.
So we'll look at Moon Knight, get a better close up of Moon Knight.
Oh yeah.
So he's cool.
I remember that Walgreens Moon Knight. You could not find that sucker.
No, and so what I knew was that they were going to do an MCU Moon Knight. I was like, obviously they'll do one because they have the show. So I sold my Walgreens version, and that basically paid for that entire wave. I didn't want it anymore because I just wanted, I wanted obviously Kate Bishop and Hawkeye that Bobby showed, and I wanted She-Hulk that Travis showed. Cause, she got all that ass. And you have to have a figure with all that ass. And then there's a whole bunch of figures that came out this year with the new price point. It was kind of a drain, but still, I got everybody that I wanted, and I knew I would. But the Moon Knight's great. The sculpt is great. The soft goods cape. It's not soft goods, but the cape is very malleable, so we can sit down. And Oscar Isaac did a great job with the show. And actually, besides WandaVision, like Moon Knight's probably my favorite show too from the Disney Plus series. Yeah, it really was a lot of fun. I looked forward to it every week, which I can't say besides WandaVision. I didn't really look forward to any of the other ones except for that one.
So it's your turn for the Build-A-Figure as well.
Huh?
Bath.
The BAF. The Build-A-Figure?
Whose turn is it for the bath?
Yours.
BAF!
Mine. Okay, so unfortunately I don't have him all put together, so I don't have a show and tell for him. But my favorite bath, and I mean it's one of my favorite baths ever, was Bonebreaker from the X-Men wave with Siren and Vulcan and Darwin and of course Maggot, and he's an awesome figure. I'm so glad that we got him. And his maggots, his electronic maggots. So great figure, super happy about it. Bobby, I believe I sold you my Sabretooth when I got that wave in. I did not want Sabretooth because I already have the version of Sabretooth that I want. And then also a Wolverine with his Hot Claws. I didn't buy that because he didn't have a piece of the BAF with it. But yeah, the Reavers, the Deathstrike, and then of course I'm getting the 5-pack with Pretty Boy in it. So yeah, I was happy to get a Bonebreaker. It's a cyborg on a tank. Who doesn't want that?
Right. It's pretty cool.
Right.
Bobby?
Like I said, like I didn't get enough figures to do a Build-A-Figure this year. Just but if I did, I'm gonna try and get him Conchu. That Conchu is probably my favorite Build-A-Figure of the year. And it's just tall, big, and look, when you do a Build-A-Figure, like whether it is Conchu or Bone Breaker, like I want something that it's bigger. I don't want a figure. Like I put together. I finished Gilgamesh with the Eternals. Finished it. I love Gilgamesh. He's probably one of my favorite characters in.
So like this.
Eternals.
This was supposed to be a lot. You know, it's an awesome bath, and it's the size of everyone else. It's
look,
just,
hold on. So here's I'll look. Here's Gilgamesh. Finished them because I was able to get Eternals for cheap on Amazon and whatnot. Great figure. A figure. This is a figure. This is not a Build-A-Figure.
right.
Sorry.
Same.
But Conchu's my Build-A-Figure.
Yep.
You guys
it's
are
great.
aware that they've done small figures for BAFs before in the past, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but ever since they've done the big figs, I think a big fig is like worth pursuing the entire wave for, and not just another
Especially
figure.
for
Just
those-
release
yeah.
the fucking figure in the wave. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Especially for that extra couple bucks that you're paying for a
Mhm.
bath, you're better off getting a big boy. I think it's it's KJ's turn. Yeah.
So I have a love-hate relationship with this Build-A-Figure. It's the only Build-A-Figure I completed in 2022 controller. It's a Thanos ripoff, but it's generic enough that all my other bad guys can go up against it, right? So, I mean, all my other teams. So not just X-Men or not just Avengers, but like anybody can go up against us. Oh, I'm big, attack me. So that's what a big figure gets you. It's this imposing thing in a frame for toy photography, right? But it also came at a time that it just screwed my wallet. Like it was this bang, bing, 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 like one after another. It just arrived, and I wasn't prepared for it. Showed up anyway. It was great. So I built it on my Instagram. Check Black Genghis on Instagram for the build, and it's fun. It's still fun, but damn, this shit is not cheap, man. It's like collecting is not cheap, but it was still a lot of fun. And like I said, you can do enough with it that you can put it up against anybody in your collection.
Yeah, that would have been my choice. If it wasn't, we can't Conchu. I don't have yet, so I wasn't gonna do it and just trying to do in hand. Maybe collector, but I don't have this yet. I know Steve does, but I don't have Korg, and I love the colors that they added. Of course, that's the palette that's in Love and Thunder. But yeah, I was very excited to get a Korg just because I didn't have the other one. So I know it's kind of a lame bath if you already have the other one, but man, those colors really pop. The reds,
Really
the
cool.
golds, the blues. It looks really awesome. And the whole wave is solid. I mean, I didn't like Gore, but I liked everyone else. I know the main Thor is a bit, polarizing. If you switch the heads around, the head sculpts, it's pretty awesome. But the wave is good. I know the head sculpt of Star-Lord was terrible too, but it's a hit and miss wave. But overall, I was pretty happy with for this MCU wave. I was pretty happy with it. And I'm going with Korg. Multi-pack time. Here we go. Okay, so you guys took all my choices, but I'm not mad at this. Silk is amazing. The other face sculpt is incredible. She's gorgeous. And I know people don't like the Doc Ock because the tentacles are annoying as shit and they don't really bend that well or at all, really. But I don't have a Doc Ock, and I got kind of like my own little version of Sinister Six. I don't know if you're going to be able to see him, probably sit in front of it. But yeah, I'm pretty thrilled with this overall. Amazon exclusive, always easy to get if you're on it right away. And yeah, I'm cool with it. So who's next? KJ.
All right. I was really pleased to get these. Renew your vows. If I had waited just a little bit longer, I could have saved a lot of money. This set went on sale plenty of times. It was like 52 something, 42 something. I saw as low as like $37 at one point. But this Spider-Man is one of the best Spider-Man right now. There's like a social media war between Renew Your Vows Spidey and Amazing Fantasy Spidey. Some people will take the toe articulation and put it on the Amazing Fantasy Spidey. But I love it. I love the head sculpts here. I have my Bratz car, and I have them just riding in the Bratz car all the time. Who needs a Spidey? Yeah, this is my favorite set. I keep it on my desk. It's great. First, I was like, I'm going to sell Spinneret. I'm like, no, this is cool. And I still have the Gwen Stacy carded, so I can put this head sculpt on there, replacing that Mary Jane head sculpt that comes on that carded Gwen Stacy. But yeah, Renew Your Vows. Great set. Lots of fun. If you were able to save money over the Thanksgiving holiday, even better.
Nice. Next, I think it's Bobby.
Yeah, look, I didn't do any of the packs just because principles. I don't do it, but if I could, it would have been Mojo World. I didn't get Mojo. I don't have Dazzler. I don't have Long Shot. I don't have an Ice Baby. I love the packaging. I thought it came out great. So I mean, there's a few others I could have picked, but for me, my favorite multi-pack would have been Mojo World.
I do want to comment on that. So I was tempted, and Steve knows, last week or 2 weeks ago, Cyber Monday, Black Friday, Pulse had a sale 25% off for members, but I haven't re-upped yet. I'm just waiting for something I needed. So I would have had to pay, I would have got $25 off, then I would have had to pay another $50 for the premium. But if I was already a member and didn't have to re-up, I would have paid the $100 for the set. Do you think it'll be 40?
Yeah, I do. I would have just ordered it for you though too, because I have my.
But true. But do you think it'll be 40% off on that crazy sale they have? Because if
I do eventually think it'll hit 40% off, and that's
so.
That's
yeah, I'm waiting for that.
I'll get it too, just because it's a better painted version of Mojo than the one that comes in that deluxe pack. I'll get it, and you could never have too many long shot figures as well.
Yeah, long shot Dazzler look cool.
Are you sure about that? I think you can have one good long shot, but
okay, says the guy that has 20 Spider-Man.
Who was the male singer that everyone was sweet on in Gym? Like, you can just make him that guy, right?
There you go.
Right? No, the one that was her boyfriend was Rio.
Okay,
that's it.
Jem's boyfriend was Rio. He had purple hair.
Rio, that's it.
That's good. So, Steve, continue with your favorite multi-pack.
Favorite multi-pack, since we're only doing the ones that have been in hand, not announced, would be the Far From Home, Homecoming, Spider-Man 2-pack of Ned and Peter. I've always wanted a Ned figure. I don't have a lot of this opened because I don't have a lot of room in my apartment, because there's there's a lot of just toys all over my apartment. They're not all mine either. So I don't have it opened, but I mean, I was like, when are they going to do a Ned figure? He's already been in like 4 movies. And then finally they did a Ned figure. And actually this sculpt of Peter looks like a Tom Holland. Looks pretty damn good too. Yeah. So I was able to get that at a discount when Target was doing their sale on 2-pack. They got it for $31.99 when I think initially it was $49.99. So I got about $20 off for it. I was like, all right, that's worth $32, and I'm glad to have it. And it was case fresh, so I know that nobody did any of that figure swapping yet, and like took Ned out or Peter out and like put a banana inside or rocks, but the rocks are a banana inside the box. So at least I know that I got my Ned and my Peter in there whenever I want to open them. So I don't know. It just makes me happy to have. Even though everyone knows X-Men horror, I like to have an MCU collection as well.
Yeah, and so you have your wild card choice.
Oh, my wild card choice. Oh, well, it was initially something else, but I'll go with this as my second choice. Beast.
Nice.
Now, I love this Beast, and I love that it's on classic card, and I'm just gonna keep him on classic card. But there's two little snafus. Caveats with that Beast. So number one is I already made that Beast years ago, because I don't like the fact, because I know Beast is like not a vicious nasty creature. I just know him as a smart, like like learned beast. And so I made this custom, and I bought the head, and I gave him some pupils too, because even with this figure, I don't think they don't give him any pupils. If you look at it, like he just got those plain white demon eyes. So like this face that's on his body, it doesn't look it looks slightly more friendlier than the screaming face or like the I'm gonna bite your head off face. But Beast isn't like that. Beast is smart. Beast goes around like he's a
Yeah, you would have to take the gray. You have to take the gray beast head and probably paint that, right?
Yeah, no, I ended up going to, you guys know Frank and Sons, right? Or I think KJ at least knows Frank and Sons.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
There's a dude there. He had this beast head, and so I'm gonna try to hold him up better to the light so you could see what. Apparently, Hasbro's still thinking about doing a beast. There he goes. That's that. And like he needs to have pupils in his glasses and everything, and like closed mouth. I just don't want a vicious looking beast. I want a smart looking beast. Actually, I want a happy beast. And Beast is in my top 5 favorite characters of all time too. So it's like, give me a happy
Those are good
beast.
picks.
Give me a smart.
Those are good. Those are good picks, Jason K. Bobby, your wild card.
Someone has to ask if I could change mine up today. I did. And
I think it was you suggested it.
I showed him off a little bit earlier in the show. It's my Japanese Spider-Man. Honestly, I wasn't sure. I pre-ordered. I'm like, all right, and then they came in, and this thing is just—it's so good. Like I've had him on my yes, Beast is an evil bastard. I've had him on my desk for at least I think since July, and I've never gotten tired of looking at him. He's just it's fantastic. It's a fantastic Spider-Man, and honestly, if it wasn't for his band right here, which I could take off, he's a great Spider-Man. But in my head, I have him speaking Japanese because this is Japanese Spider-Man. Fantastic. It's a fantastic pickup. It was fantastic. Yeah.
Right, Ichiban. All right, KJ, your turn,
right.
my man.
Well, I would have selected this earlier if it came in earlier. This just came in, so kudos to Beast on the card as a wild card, but I won't be able to pick that one. So I'm gonna go with this Quake from the Controller Wave. I'm a troop builder. I was able to get like 3 of those Shield Agent 2-packs, and I got quite a few of these. One for Maria Hill, one for Quake, Daisy Johnson, of course, and a couple extras just for female Shield agents. The options they give you with taking off the gauntlets, changing the head sculpts, it's great. Yeah, so this is definitely like, I can't wait to do a massive Shield versus Hydra, Shield versus AIM, Shield versus Halo. I don't know, but it's just great having those options. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Shield versus
awesome.
Shield.
Ooh, the real Shield.
The real Shield versus the Agents of Shield. All right, so this was everyone else's choice, but I stole it because I'm the boss. So here you go. Apocalypse Now, right? Animated series. This thing is so great. I mean, shit, I had to get 2. I don't usually do it, especially for a $35 figure or whatever. But man, if Blob is going to be 50 and this thing's 35, 36 bucks.
Yeah,
you're getting ripped off with Blob because this thing is worth $50, and it's just look at this. I mean, this is if I could pick one, right? But we still got that year-end show, so I don't know if I want to go there yet. But yeah, I had to get one on this beautiful card. I couldn't open it, and then I had to have one to play with. So yeah, that's a wild card. It's an excellent wild card. So that is our draft, guys, but we got more X-Men to talk about.
Yes.
Here we go.
The Kid.
All right, Steve, take us off with Kid Omega.
Kid Omega is a character I don't know a lot about because he's from New X-Men and the storyline that had him along with Dust and Beak. And I didn't read a lot of that storyline because I don't know. I guess I kind of got burnt out by them introducing new characters. I read up on Kid Omega. Obviously he's an Omega level mutant.
Yeah.
And he's cool. I mean, I like him. I'm most likely gonna buy the wave regardless, because again, like I'm an X-Men whore and I buy everything X-Men. I don't have a lot of love for the character. I don't even really know who he is. But I'll still purchase him. Maybe I'll do some research on him before I get him. But this also goes full circle back to what I was talking about before, that body. It's just it's kind of plain. You're giving us a translucent gun and a face sculpt with pink, but it's just I don't know. Whenever there's nothing they can really do with his body. But they could also give us the kid with the jean jacket and stuff, and like the the t-shirt and the jeans. They could do that too.
So real quick, Kid Omega, yeah, he was in the new X-Men. He was the one that he was he was the he had like the Magneto was right shirt, kind of like when everyone was wearing like the Che Guevara shirts. He had the Magneto was right shirt. He actually in the it's not Future's End. It was a futuristic storyline where actually Kid Omega actually becomes the Phoenix at one point. Kid Omega had a lot of great like little like story arcs where he actually like he dies like because his mind envelops itself like it. I was really hoping, and now that everyone's on Krakoa, like everyone's playing nice. I was really hoping when I was on Kid Omega, I'm like, all right. And yeah, he did do. He was also Cyclops was right. Like there was a bunch of like was right. It was Magneto, Cyclops. I was a little disappointed with that they went with this. I felt that this was kind of the cheap way to go about it. I do love the gun, the glasses. That's cool. But I was hoping for more. I was hoping for like the new X-Men version, where it was a bit more detail, and this is just a repaint on a body.
This is the Darwin figure of this line.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair.
Boring.
All right, our next,
boring.
Our next one. We have Fang. Bobby, what do you think?
Fang is cool. Look, I'm not as big a X-Men whore as Steven is with the figures. I've kind of passed on that new Genesis X-Men wave. If I find them cheap, I'll get them. The only reason I'd get Fang is for the fact that Wolverine did rock this costume for like 2 issues. So just put a Wolverine head on him because Wolverine whooped his ass and took his costume and is fighting the Shi'ar. It's a cool figure. But and granted, like this is kind of a cosmic wave a bit where we're going to Shi'ar and Star Jumpers. So this is obviously we're going to get like a Landra and a Gladiator later on. It's cool. I think I like that we're actually in bringing in other people, but yeah, I'll probably wait on this one a bit.
Yeah, KJ, you still with us? I don't see a screen. All right, if not, Steve.
I'm gonna get him. He's Shi'ar. I read a lot about him today. I didn't know anything about him, but he's Shi'ar, and I mean, like, if Hasbro does a complete Shi'ar team, I'm probably gonna shit myself because like I've always wanted that as a kid. Like if they do like Oracle, they do like I don't know, that chick with the whip. I forgot her name. There's rumors they're gonna do Warstar because he's a perfect candidate for a BAF.
Yeah.
And then Fang, and then Deathbird, and then maybe giving us a proper Lilandra. Like that's all huge if they do that. I don't know if they're gonna do that or not, but I'm gonna get them. Because of their price increase, though, like I'm gonna just be tricky with the way that I buy my toys. I'm not gonna just like blindly just order it all on Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store or even Hasbro Pulse and be like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll just buy whatever for $24.99. I'm gonna be picky and choosy, but I will get him at some point because I have to. He's part of the Shi'ar Empire, so I got to get him.
All right, KJ, you're back. What about Chamber? The 36 Chamber.
Chamber is one of those that could have been hard to translate into plastic form. So I applaud the attempt. Like especially if you're going to be getting, that team Gen X Steven, correct me if I'm wrong. He also featured in New X-Men, Morrison and Quietly, right?
No,
Correct. No,
nope,
he did.
He wasn't in X-Men.
He wasn't
was
part
in-
of the team. He was in the comics, but he wasn't
He was
part
in
of
the
team.
comics.
So technically, okay. So hold on. So when Marvel Comics did New X-Men, it was Morrison and Quietly.
Yeah.
You had it was Joe Casey, Ian Churchill did Uncanny, and in the Uncanny wave was Chamber, Iceman, Angel, and Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just saying he was also I read New X-Men. I wasn't reading Uncanny at the time.
Yeah.
I was reading Morrison's, so that's where my familiarity with
Right, yeah.
Concurrently,
But shout out-
like Chamber was still in the picture. He just wasn't part of that. It was like a blue team, gold team type of thing.
Yep.
Chamber was not part of New X-Men, but like he was still at the Xavier School for Gifted Young.
Yeah, he
Heroes.
was gold team. He was gold team.
And like shout out to anyone who has Marvel Unlimited, Comixology. Go back, read those classic runs. They are great. So a lot of stuff that you see from these characters, if you're not familiar with the issues, check them out. Start New X-Men. Start Uncanny, like Bobby was saying. There's some great stuff here. And we'll get into some of my favorites from this wave in a little bit. It's complicated for me, but I'm still going to get those. But Chamber, shout out to Chamber. If I find the sucker on sale, but we're getting into some really good runs, some really good issues. And if you want to be recreating panels, recreating issues, recreating moments, we're getting those figures. It's a fun time. That's all I'm saying. So shout out to Dwight and the team for pulling off Chamber for real.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Our next one is Monet. I want to give a shout out.
Monet. Sorry.
Damn, Jav.
What happened?
I had something to show you for Chamber.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, like look, like Steven, look, Gen X was a great. Look at this. I have it was like a preview. I found this like today while I go through my stuff. It was a preview for Generation X because no one knew what the hell it was except that it was Jubilee. Look, when I saw that they released that they were doing Chamber, because Steven and I have talked about this for quite a bit. We both love Gen X. Like Generation X was a great comic book because it was New Mutants for the 90s. And so it was, and when they really, we'll get to this figure in a little bit, but it was Banshee. So we have Banshee now. White Queen were the two headmasters. Chamber, Monet, Husk, Mondo, which I think might be the Build-A-Figure. I could be wrong. You had Penance. Penance would be a great Build-A-Figure. And then Skin, which we talked about, could just be a redo of Mr. Fantastic with the hand.
And then
Chamber,
Skin, and also Husk for the other two. Sink and Husk.
Yes, the Sink is a really big character. Is a huge character with the X-Men right now because he's learned to really control that power and can actually emulate people from in outer space now. Chamber, which also I think Eric mentioned earlier that we still have a bunch of figures from the AOA comic book series that we haven't seen yet, and Chamber played a big part in that.
So
now,
30th.
in the 30th, which is still mind blowing that I was 10 when that came out. But Chambers, the great thing about Chamber was the fact that he was so tortured because that whole that's all psionic energy. Like he's a telepath because he didn't know how to control it, so it just blew out of his chest. So that figure is such a great figure that when I saw it, I literally just went F yes in the chat. I'm like, oh my god! Like if there's one figure out of this entire thing that I'm getting, is Chamber, and then this next one is a close second.
All right.
Right. And so I was going to say, speaking of X Factor, we want to send our thoughts and prayers to Peter David, longtime writer, of course, of The Incredible Hulk. And whenever I hear Modox or Maddox, I'm sorry, and then Monet and those kind of guys, Strongman, when I hear those strong guy, when I hear those characters, I think of Peter David and his incredible long-lasting run. So when I saw this, even though this is Generation X, it's not the X Factor version, but still shout out to X Factor, Peter David. yeah, I know he's got a crowdfund thing going on right now. Help out his cause, man. He's a great dude and awesome comic book writer. But yeah, Monet, always happy to get it. It's a beautiful figure. Steve, you got a thought on Monet?
Yeah, I'm happy that they're doing Generation X because it's one of my most favorite beloved storylines and properties. So with the rumor mill that if you go and research online, they had mentioned they are doing 4 Generation X figures next year, and Monet and Chamber were 2 of the ones they said in the rumor mill. Glad to see what they look like. I hadn't known what they look like. Some people are saying that her head looks a little too small for the body, which if that's what we're getting, it doesn't look amazing in my opinion. I believe they should have toned down the feet and like the and the arm gauntlets a little bit, or made the head bigger, one or the other. Also the eyes are looking a little wonky, so it's just a prototype, and I'm not going to really get too into that. They also said that Skin and Jubilee would be coming out next year because Jubilee is a very easy repaint for them to do. You just put her in that same costume with a yellow jacket over her, and then Skin, he would just be basically the Reed Richards body with a new head. So that's, and then eventually I guess we would get what Travis and Bobby mentioned. We'll get Mondo, we'll get Emplate, we'll get Husk.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. I'm sorry, but when we're done the wave, we're gonna talk about the bath in a little bit.
Yeah.
So we got
real quick, Moody.
What
real
up?
Quick, can you go back to that chamber picture real quick? Because there's something that so that is his uncanny X-Men look.
Yeah.
So when you look, and if you want to go real quick on me, Moody, and then we can go back to the regular. But if you look at here, this is the Chamber was in the X-Men, the Gen X uniform as well. So this could be setting up 2 separate Chambers, one with the Uncanny, one with Gen X. Either way, it's gonna be the same head sculpt. It's just a different body, because even the Gen X body has the leather jacket. Because he's from London. So he's got that Cockney, and he's very much like, Sex Pistols type. So he's got the leather jacket. You literally just have to give him like a partial body, and you got Gen X Chamber. Just whether Hasbro does it or if a customizer wants to do Gen X Chamber, there you go.
KJ,
Man, Corsair. Okay. We got to get this. We got to get all the Star Jammers. We're going to touch on the possible BAF in a second. But yeah, this is Daddy Summers. Everybody's Space Pirate. Yeah, it's an instant buy. I don't have much more to say about it. I can't, we got the butterfly joints. We got the pinless. It's pinless? It's pinless, man. It's yeah. It's straight out.
I think this comment is for Chamber, I think, right? Bobby?
I swear, and I have to go back to my Gen X issues. I swear that he did wear the costume. I mean, you know what? And honestly, Jason, you could be completely correct. He could have just worn that in the promos and in the ads for it. But I swore he wore the Gen X costume at least a few times, but I could be wrong.
Word. Okay, so back to KJ. Sorry.
Yeah, it's instant buy. Instant buy.
Instant buy. All right, Steve Corsair, are you familiar with Cyclops' daddy?
I have no idea who that is. Yeah, no, of course I'm buying Corsair. I'm just sad that the rumor mill was false when they said there was going to be a 5-pack of Star Jammers for Amazon next year.
Yeah.
Hey, they still could. They could easily package this in another pack.
I don't think they would do the same sculpt. So I guess what we're going to end up doing is whoever let those rumors leak. Apparently, Hepzibah and Raza would be a 2-pack, and then Chode will be a BAF. We're going to talk about BAF for this wave later. But
yeah, we got a couple figures to talk about. Let's just run through it. All right, we got Emma Frost. Well, let's keep you, Steve, for Emma. White Queen?
I'm
Black
gonna buy it because I'm a sucker for Emma Frost. I love to hate her. I'm with a lot of the online community about the face sculpt. It's polarizing. I'm like, I was like, she just, I don't know. Some people are saying she looks a little bit like Christina Aguilera. Some people say she looks like Amy Schumer. It's a weird face sculpt. I'm gonna probably pop another one on that I like better. And I'm gonna purchase the figure. The body's at least nice, and the cape.
Yeah.
It doesn't really lend itself to a lot of articulation because she's kind of like, they burritoed her. But she'll be able to at least look sexy, and that's what Emma always wants to do.
If you put the Walgreens Emma Frost on this, it'll be perfect. The long
Probably,
hair
yeah,
sculpt.
most likely I'll do that.
Yeah, I think they said they went with a stern. They called it witchy or stern expression. I don't hate it. I don't think it's too bad. I mean, compared to that damn Invisible Woman that was on a retro card, this is like the greatest sculpt ever compared to that horrible thing. But no, I don't think it's that bad. But I get it. I mean, if you're a deep into the X-Men lore and you already have prior Emmas, yeah, you're probably not thrilled with this one. But I do love that they have detailed stitching on the gloves and the outfit. They really went all out with the corset. So it was an astonishing looking figure, minus maybe the face sculpt for a lot of people, right? So
No pun intended. Astonishing X-Men.
exactly, Bobby, Emma.
So yeah, look, I don't have White Queen. I'll probably will get this one. The face is meh. It's all right. But the rest of the figure looks great. Look, say what you will about whether he's a garbage person or not. Joss Whedon did an amazing run on Astonishing X-Men. And artist, Texas boy John Cassaday knows how to draw the X-Men. He just does. I've got that entire run in comic book form, and I absolutely loved what they did with White Queen in that run. Jean Grey has had passed away, I think, for like the third or fourth time. Not entirely sure. Oh, that's right. Jean Grey had died in New X-Men because Magneto gave her a planet-sized seizure or stroke and killed her off, and then Cyclops goes with White Queen. The figure looks great, cape looks great. As long as the cape is kind of like the Moon Knight cape, where it looks flowing, and which it does there, looks fantastic. Which then, look, Trav, if you want to go to the next figure, I can just roll on into it.
Yeah, I was just gonna do that. Scotty time. Yep.
Yeah, because look, I've got 3 Cyclopses on the shelf, and you know what? I'm gonna get a 4th. What's funny is I will pop off the head, probably put one of the Jim Lee. I hate the skull top on it, but that's a clean effing suit. Cassidy knocked it out of the park with it. I love the smoke coming off the visor there. The paint job looks fantastic. The piping looks great. Got the butterfly joints. And yeah, I think it's just a clean figure. And does this mean we'll be getting Astonishing X-Men, which means we'll be getting the giant Beauty and the Beast version of Hank McCoy before he went all evil? Hopefully. That'd be cool. I thought that base was kind of cool. We got a cool beast there. A lot you can do with that line. With that Xavier. Nope, he wasn't slim in this one. He was jacked Summers. And yeah, I dig this figure a lot. I like
yeah, Ryan Ting mentioned that the gold bands are sculpted, as you could easily tell there. They're not painted, they're sculpted. So that was a nice improvement. I think I'm a big Cyclops fan. This is awesome. I think the wave is overall, the wave's pretty good. There's some there's some that we like more than others. It's probably a wave we all want, but don't all want to pay full price for, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So let's talk about the culmination of that. I know KJ mentioned showed. Is that, I mean, look at the cover of that comic book, right?
So if we can zoom in, I don't think we can, but you see that creature on Shode's left shoulder.
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah,
that was like one of the hints. That was one of the teases there.
Yep.
So that means we're gonna get that BAF. We're gonna get all the rest of the Starjammers probably in the wave after this. probably some more Starjammers, probably some more Gen Xers, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
There it is, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're talking about the Rose, Deadpool golfer. Like, who knows? Like, it's a fun time. I think 2023 is going to be a fun year for Legends. In Astonishing X-Men, even though Joss Whedon's persona non grata, they made a point in saying heroes wear costumes, the black leather is creeping everyone out.
Yep.
You know, and they made a point to sort of modernize the classic interpretation of superhero costumes, and
Yep.
the fact that that an X-Men team, a mutant team, was going to be front-facing again, public-facing, and they're going to be wearing those outfits. So I love Cassidy's work in that line.
Yes.
And it's great that if we can get, you know, Astonishing Wolverine, Hot Claws Wolverine's kind of close to that. Shout out to Tony Romo. He's already talking about the Rose. Yeah, man, it was just a really strong stream. It really was. That Build-A-Figure may make me get all this shit. You're talking about $25 plus tax. It's a hefty bill. That's a lot of tacos, man. That's a lot of cheddar cheese. But they're giving us some really great stuff and some incredible moments from the pages of these comics.
Absolutely. Bobby, you want to talk about what's on the screen here? You mentioned this in our chat room.
Yeah, so this, I think this could be the Build-A-Figures, or one of the Build-A-Figure, maybe a deluxe figure we get. It is Emplate, who was the first big baddie of Gen X, who, Steven, correct me if I'm wrong here, is actually the real Monet, or no, Penance was the real Monet. And Emplate was the brother.
There was a whole thing with M and Penance and Monet. They're all related, so Emplate's their brother.
Yes.
And then Monet and Penance, I believe they were twins, and then so he went and turned Penance into that, and she was the real Monet. But
yes,
there was supposed to be like a Monet sister, and then the sibling that the one where we don't talk about Bruno, like they had a third sibling who was not the most attractive.
That's Emplate, yes,
and he Emplate did that, made them.
He is a mutant vampire. He sucks the energy out through his hands, as you see right there with that weird looking hole in the hand. And then Mondo, which we are seeing from the Age of Apocalypse X Generation storyline, the 4 issues there. That is Mondo. Mondo actually turned out to be a bad guy in the books as well.
Mm-hmm.
Both in regular continuity and the AOA, he was kind of an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But he can what was it? He could absorb other,
like he touches like inanimate objects, or he touches people, but it's not like a rogue ability. Like, for example, like he puts his hand on a rock, he becomes rock. If he puts his hand on a tree, he becomes tree. If he puts his hand on water, he becomes water.
It was kind of like a absorbing man type deal almost.
Sort of, yeah.
Cool. And then we have this tease that KJ talked about, Deadpool glove, and of course the show thing, so that kind of gives it away. But the Rose, Bobby, you want to talk about that Rose?
Yeah, so the Rose, and I was talking to Steven about this, actually, we were texting earlier. That's more than likely, which they're doing, they're not afraid to do deep cut characters. So they're doing Razorback, who I just don't know who that really is. But the Rose is a big villain in the criminal underworld world, and that is Wilson Fisk's son. Actually, right now in Amazing Spider-Man, they're actually kind of hyping up the Rose again. So I'm assuming that that's going to play into somewhat of the Zeb Wells, John Romita Jr. line going on right now. He has a purple mask and a white suit, but he wears the mask to differentiate himself from his father, who is the Kingpin. So, and his whole thing is that he always like has a rose in his lapel, or he's holding a rose. So yeah.
So I guess KJ had some questions that he wanted us to talk about. So like maybe our favorite segment overall. Steve, you're our guest today. What was your favorite your favorite segment of today's Hasbro Pulse fan stream?
Well, I didn't really get to put my 2 cents in about the BAF.
Go ahead then. Go ahead. Yeah.
We glazed over it, and we just talked about Mondo and Emplate and Cho. The rumor mill for what they posted online is that there is good, I guess. I mean, it would make sense, like Bobby or KJ says, for it to be Chode to be the BAFs, considering Starjammers, but it might not be because Hasbro sometimes throws you curveballs. Apparently, according to the rumor mill and like what was posted, I think Facebook pre-tourney had something to say about it, but there's going to be a Cameron Hodge Phalanx BAF as well. So I don't know if there's going to be a second X-Men towards the end of the year. But I don't think that Phalanx would be the BAF for this particular. It wouldn't make sense because he doesn't really go with these characters. So Chode would make more sense, or Mondo would make more sense. I don't know about M-Plate being a BAF. I mean, I think they could just do him as a standalone or like part of a wave because he's not super huge. But then, like we've said in the past, you can have, smaller characters be a BAF too. But with that, yeah. So the rumor mill today was basically what I expected, just in a different format. But it's my favorite segment for talking about today. I like that we talked about our favorites, and it's good.
Oh, I meant them. I'm talking about them, Dwight, Ryan, and Dan. Our whole show is the favorite. But yeah, go ahead.
You want to know what I thought you said what we talked about today, so I was like, all right, well, that was cool.
Let's review ourselves.
Yeah, let's review ourselves. I would probably say I was most excited when they started revealing like the 6 figures or 7 figures from the new BAF because I wanted to see what they look like up close. Super happy about Chamber, super happy about Monet or M, and super happy about Corsair. Like those 3 characters, I know them; they're very beloved to me. I'm glad that we're getting them. That Cyclops is going to be a pass for me because I don't love Cyclops. I have like 5 Cyclops figures. I'm all set on that. I'll probably buy the Emma, and I'll get the Fang figure just because he's Shi'ar. But a lot of times what they do is they anchor a wave with 2 when you buy a case. So it'll probably be Cyclops, and most likely he will be the one that doesn't have the BAF piece. So I don't have to buy him. And then if I do, then I'll just sell him to either you or Bobby if you want him without the BAF.
Yeah. Maybe. KJ, go ahead.
The draft was a lot of fun, and it reminded me of some of the really cool figures that came out earlier this year. It has been a long year, and sometimes these figures are a long wait. The year is about to end, and we're all just now getting Beast, even though we saw him up close in San Diego. But just reminding us how much fun these figures are. And we don't always have to be chasing all the time. Like, we can just use the figures we have. I'm always about that. Let's just rock what I got, So yeah, it's like you're trying to get Gen X, you're trying to get the Starjammers, you're gonna be hitting the thumbs and pre-ordering. Even whatever happens, like you'll be able to get those figures sooner or later. Just keep your eyes on them. It's been a strong year for Legends, and 2023 is already shaping up to be another one. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Just remember to have fun,
Yeah, exactly, Bobby.
Your
favorite segment of the Pulse Stream and any of your most anticipated figures of the wave?
No, I mean KJ kind of like hit it, the draft was like, oh, reminded me about the Cap coming out. Oh shit, that's right. Like I forgot that Love and Thunder came out. Like that freaking Jane Foster could easily be my favorite MCU. That King. There's been a bunch of figures that
Jane Foster was that's a great figure. Yeah, guys, shout out to her.
Great figure. That King Thor is a great figure. It's in my top 10 for the year. That draft, but like, look, the 275, the 2 3-packs. Even though I hate 3-packs with a flaming hot passion, they looked fantastic. Like that Banshee Gambit 3-pack with Solid looks fantastic. Look, I'll be getting that Cyclops because, look, I love Cyclops because as a kid with glasses, and the only reason I don't have glasses now is because of LASIK. Cyclops, Emma, that Rogue for sure, and then the Chamber. Like, I'm getting Gen X. I love Gen X. And then Whiskey. Look, my Whiskey score, it should be a 5, but it's not. It's a goddamn 3-packs, 4.5. It gets knocked down because look, I even messaged Dan after the show going, dude, what did my wallet do to you? How did my wallet offend y'all to where you can be beating it up that badly? And he laughed at it. I'm like, look, I go, great job, fantastic show. Yeah, look, the show itself is a hard fight. Like those guys killed it, and not just because look, they like Dwight was hilarious, like just throwing the figures up there. They were dropping screw it, whatever. Look, they knew it was a great camaraderie, great show. But those 2 packs, how dare you? Just because I'm a spiteful, petty person, 4.5.
KJ, you want to bounce off that?
I mean, let's line them up. Let's get the old fashions, like Tony Romo's saying. Let's get the Sazeracs. Let's get the 3 wise men. Let me get that whiskey and Coke. Let me get that whiskey and lime. Look, man, the show was 5 out of 5. Blob, the 275 team looks badass. Starjammers, Corsair, man. Chamber from Gen X, man. Look, these figures, they can add up. They really can. And I'm trying right now not to collect outside of my means. So a lot of these things I'm probably not going to holler at until November 2023, right? I may just have to be like, man, y'all did a good job with those figures. Man, those look great in your collection. Shit. I mean, Travis, you and Steve, y'all had those Joes at the beginning of January. Like, it took till September or October to catch up with you guys, right?
Yeah. Well, we ain't gonna have that. We're not gonna have that advantage anymore.
I'm just saying, next year, I'm gonna be chill as fuck, dude. Like, I'll get what I can get, and even though I'm not looking forward to those 3 packs being $80 or $90, I'm not paying full price for those anyway. I'm not gonna budge until they're on sale anyway. I keep it at 5 whiskeys. Line them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cinco.
All right, Steve, hit us with a whiskey score.
The stream itself, I'll give it 5 whiskeys. But again, having previous knowledge to what a lot of stuff what they were going to announce today, I kind of felt like I was like a little kid that knew what they were getting for Christmas before they opened their presents. So the ordering of how they announced it was a shock. But everything they announced today kind of went. It was spoiled for me ahead of time, so I wasn't like, oh my god, they're doing Generation X. Oh my god, they're doing Corsair. I kind of knew that before, they announced it that they were doing Starjammers and Generation X. But it's nice to see them in person, what they actually look like.
Yeah.
Not necessarily just the names being dropped. And glad that Blob is finally coming. I was a little nervous because I was like, I sold my old Blob, and I was like, oh, I hope they do a Blob to replace this. And I was like, they're gonna announce that they have to. So yeah, 5 whiskeys for the stream. But it's bittersweet just because I'm one of those idiots that has to ruin my surprises before I actually get surprised. So yeah, there was nothing that they showed me where I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, they announced that. I'm like, I kind of knew it.
I am so surprised. Oh my god.
My planet needs me.
I was like, oh, Corsair? How did you even know that I wanted a Corsair figure? That's weird, right? You'd make oh my god, Generation X. You shouldn't. But they did. And
Blob has been rumored for a year or 2 now. On every week, every time
they showed those free pictures from Malaysia too of Ronin and Blob about a month or so ago, and we all knew they was coming. So yeah. Well, I'm happy. I'm buying most of what they announced. So
right, yeah, I was just gonna say that. So I have to give it a 5 because I think I'm buying pretty much everything. The last Bath wave, I'm not super thrilled with. I'm not as deep into the comic line as you guys, so I do read comics like crazy. I read a bunch today, Alpha Avengers and all this stuff. But as far as buying them, it's no room. My shelves are all full for Marvel Legends, so I got to pick and choose. But I'm pretty much interested in buying almost everything. If the Bath is showed and he looks amazing, then I might have to give in. So yeah, the fact that I'm buying everything, even the Gamerverse, the Kraven, no question, have to give it a 5. The presentation was great. My favorite part of it was the draft because it inspired us to have a draft, and that was super fun, guys. I loved snaking around. We should do that more often whenever they do it. And maybe we could do it for Joe sometime, or Star Wars or Transformers or whatever. That was super dope. I love that format. It was cool. And we even had fun with the teases and all of that. So this was a great stream. Definitely picked up the slack from kind of some of their more bummer streams that we had towards the holiday. But just to sum on that, moving on, what's next for A Toy Kind of Mood? Bobby, you're here now. You can talk about this. So go ahead. It's your hometown, homie.
Yeah, so look, I got to interview Matt Broussard. He and his wife opened up the Houston Toy Museum in an area of Houston called the Heights, just like 15 minutes away from me. And it is it's in the Metropolis building right there, and it is absolutely like amazing. He has just a ton of toys. He has like the US flag. He put it together. He actually has a little segment in there that you can, when it's a 1980s bedroom. And yeah, there's some really cool stuff in there. Bunch of Power Rangers. I've been privy to go into the back room of what they are planning to do. Excuse me. Legos, they actually are working on a deal to bring in like an entire run of G.I. Joe figures from the 80s.
Nice.
That will be its own section. They've got the original Star Wars. They've got the original 12, like 1977, not the new ones that came out.
Right, the Kenners,
yeah, the Kenner, the old school Kenners. Nothing is off the board here.
Sweet.
But I won't lie. There was one time where I got made feel really, really old. I was setting up. I was saying, and he has like when you walk in after you walk through the gift shop, he had like a timeline of figures. And in the 2000s, there was the creepy crawler, like easy bake oven type deal. And I'm walking. This girl's there with her parents, and the girl goes, "Mom, is it true like in like the 2000s y'all played with this?" I'm like, "Excuse me,
no.
what the shit did you just say in the 2000s?"
Oh no!
It's only 5 years ago. Shut your mouth.
Oh
made
my
me feel
God.
really. It hit right in the heart. Like I'm like, God damn! All right, vicious little child.
Yeah, right. I know one guy who's gonna really appreciate that. And shout out to Toy Connections, Ken Poe. He's gonna love this because he does a lot of these kind of videos. So we're inspired by that. I know we're inspired by him on one of our other shows as well in the Slaughterhouse. So yeah, Bobby. I mean, that's gonna be real cool to do something different on the channel. So like a pre-recorded video for once.
It'll be
pre-recorded. We hope you guys like it. Yeah.
I do hope you like it. And actually, if this goes well, hopefully, we are talking about maybe doing like a cool like I don't know, maybe me helping with like setting up like a Saturday morning cartoon where we eat cereal. Like he was talking about. I'm like, oh, I'd love to like maybe like help with that. A Toy Kind of Mood presents Saturday morning cartoons. Be kind of fun to do that with him. So we'll see.
Sick. Yeah, it's awesome.
Kind of cereal,
all right.
What kind of cereal, Bobby? Probably like for you, like maybe Captain Crunch Berries.
Fruit Loops.
Okay.
I am still a
Fruit Loops is the goat. Yep.
Fruit Loops are the goat.
Shout out to Fruit Loops. Shout out to Honey Nut Cheerios.
Captain Crunch.
I'm gonna go Captain Crunch Berries. Captain Crunch Berries, and then maybe Apple Jacks.
I like the Apple Jacks.
You know what I used to do, which is really bad for you as a little kid to do it, but I liked it because it tasted like s'mores. I used to take Cinnamon Toast Crunch and put like little like the mini marshmallows in there, and also take like chocolate sauce and drizzle it in my bowl, so I'd have like a bowl full of s'mores in the morning.
The thing that you were young,
and that's why I was a fat little child when I was younger. So, yeah.
What do you mean when we were young? I'm about to do that for dinner right now. All right.
I think the bowl is sitting on the counter right now.
Here's what we got next, guys. So Houston Toy Museum, that'll be Friday, episode 103. And then welcome to the Terradrome. I forgot. Oh, there it is. Episode 14. Once again, 25 days of Gridmas. I'll be with this guy right here, Anthony Romo, Custom Master. And we'll be hanging out with our good friend Mark Van Cannon, and we'll be hanging out with him and his family. And we'll be recording it pre-recorded this weekend over in Arizona. It's going to be a lot of fun, good time, and a lot of reveals. We're going to reveal a lot of cool stuff, show off a lot of cool stuff. He's saving some of his Gridmas days for us, so we can't thank him enough. And it's going to be dope to do a show in person. And then that is next Tuesday. And the following Friday, I will do an at-night show. We're going to have to fix the Wi-Fi, but once we do, it'll be me at night. And join me 9 p.m. Pacific time, midnight Eastern, and we'll cover all the things we don't cover on A Toy Kind of Mood, plus hot topics and many more. So join me late at night every Friday, and we'll see how that goes. So I think we're good, guys. Good to go. Episode 102 for Bobby, for KJ, the co-hostess with the most, and our guest, former K-Wish, Steven Wish, Steven MC. I'm Travis Moody. It's been real, y'all. See you in the Toy Owl. Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Keep talking because I forgot to do that.